The Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, is an international agreement between 12 Pacific Rim countries. On its most basic level, it's a big international free trade agreement, or FTA. What this does is remove quotas and tariffs on imports and exports between the TPP countries, allowing for unrestricted trade between countries. So if the TPP is implemented, what will result is a free trade network with some of the largest and fastest growing economies. So the upside should be that there will be more trade, which allows for companies to export and import products at a lower cost. So both exports and imports should increase, creating the potential for huge GDP increases globally. See our video on GDP here. This FTA should be pretty good for everyone really. Smaller countries whose economies rely on importing and exporting products should benefit as the countries they export to aren't charging tax on those products, so exports from that country should increase. And that's a good thing for everyone in that country. For a larger country, free trade should boost the economy by supporting large-scale established industries to export more. However, there's actually a huge amount more to the TPP than creating a network of free trade around the Pacific Rim. In fact, only 5 of the 29 chapters in the TPP involve trade. The others discuss the following issues. We'll discuss these issue by issue. The most controversial of the non-trade parts of the TPP is the investor-state dispute procedures, which allows companies to sue the government if the government does something that would have adverse effects on the corporate's business. A current example of this is in Australia, where a company is suing the Australian government over its recent plain packaging bill, which was put in place to reduce the amount of people smoking. Supporters of the TPP point out that this can currently happen, as with the Australian examples, and that the fact that corporations cannot sue if it's reasonably within the public interest. Secondly, the TPP mandates that pharmaceutical drugs can be patented for 12 years, which doesn't allow for cheaper generic substitutes to be made, increasing the cost to the consumer and government. This is a particular issue for governments of developing countries, who will find it far more costly to acquire essential medication. However, the flip side is that these companies spend a large amount developing these drugs and should deserve a return on their investment. There's also talks of extending the copyright period for all TPP countries. Everything from life plus 50 years to life plus 100 years are being discussed, both of which are larger than what current law in most of the TPP nations currently allow. That's all we know for now. The draft agreement is being negotiated under closed doors, and that's what's fueling so much of the controversy surrounding the deal. It is key to note that the TPP will be released to the public before it is passed into legislation by any of the countries involved, which will allow for proper public discussion when all the facts are available. That is, if it ever reaches that stage. There's the constant threat that the TPP may be abandoned as a result of how problematic it has been, especially with the amount of huge outrage surrounding specific parts of the TPP that have been leaked. Supporters of the TPP say that the free trade agreement will allow for positive economic growth, whilst those who oppose it worry about many of the other non-trade clauses, which have the potential to take power away from the individual nations and put them in the hands of the TPP countries as a whole. Because the TPP is, after all, a step towards creating a single international government of sorts, between TPP countries at least, and that's a very big step indeed. As whether the deal will ever be accepted, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, check out one of these awesome videos here, and follow us on social media.